Now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you one of the thought leaders in this field and one of our program sponsors, Chris Policinski, who is the CEO of Land O'Lakes. He's dedicated himself to the food industry for over 30 years. As well as being an industry leader, he serves on local community boards and is a member of the board of the U.S. Global Leadership Coalition. Please join me in welcoming him to the George Washington University.
Thank you, Steve, for that nice introduction, and good morning to all of you. Let me add my welcome and really thank you to all of you for being here today to talk about this vital topic of feeding the planet in this great forum, Planet Forward Forum. In a sense, this is a topic we have had the luxury of not having to talk about greatly in our generation because of the tremendous productivity of the generation before us, the tremendous on-farm productivity that has yielded the safest, highest quality, most affordable, most abundant food supply in the history of man. But I want to thank Frank and George Washington University for using their convening power to assemble this very diverse group to talk about food production. And that's really the point of my introductory comments. My observation is, in my role at Land O'Lakes, traveling to work with farmers or to work with NGOs in parts of the world that are very food secure, or in running a highly branded consumer goods company, that there's a lot of conversation going on about food production. And that's terrific. The challenge is the conversation that's occurring about food production right now is happening in silos. When I get together with our farmer owners, they talk about their great productivity story, how they've gone from every farmer feeding 10 individuals to every farmer feeding over 155. They talk very proudly about the fact that they're good stewards of the land. And in some of the most productive areas of agriculture, we're growing 6.5 times more corn on 13% fewer acres. They talk about that in their language of productivity, but increasingly a language of sustainability. If I talk to the NGOs who are off doing brilliant work in parts of the world that are food insecure, they talk about the importance of getting this right, that we have to produce enough food to feed the soon-to-be 9 billion people on the planet. And they remind me regularly that we've got 1 billion people who go to bed hungry every night, today. And they also remind me, in a sense, of the dire consequences of getting it wrong. As you heard in the opening video, we're going to have to nearly double food production in the next 35 years with very finite resources. 12% more arable land, half of that can probably be brought into production. We're going to have to grow more with less. But when I talk to consumers, and it's terrific, there's a great interest in the consumer population with respect to where their food comes from, I get a very different conversation. It's not about productivity. It's not about food insecurity and the dire consequences of getting it wrong. It's about a variety of other topics. And there are no bad actors in this movie. There are folks who just don't understand what it takes to grow food in this country and across the world. In fact, one of the ironies of this generation we've been in where we haven't had to think about food is that farmers have been so productive, less than 2% of America farms. So 98% of America just isn't informed. So that's really the opening point I would like to make, which is thank you for being here. It is a very diverse assembly of folks. I want to thank George Washington University again and Frank Cesno for using their convening power and their brands to bring this group together. And I am looking forward to a great day of discussion. Thank you very much.